What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BT19 and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our next deck profile for the Digimon TCG of the 2.5 format. We have a BT19 themed deck. This is the first one we've done. Well, the only one we're doing. There's so much good BT20 stuff. But our blue deck is Blue Flare, our cross deck that we love to play. We've never played Cross Heart or Hunters. This has been our cross deck that we have really liked. I have played a little bit of Twilight, but very rarely. But this is the deck that I love when it comes to the cross mechanic. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about why I think this deck is really good and why I'm glad to see new support for it and what we have done with the deck. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button. Comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications. You don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, without further ado, let's get into it like we always do. Let's start off here with our Digi Eggs. We're playing for Wanyamon, one attacking. If you have a blue tamer in play, draw one. It's just the best egg for this deck. So far, there hasn't been anything better. Just like I said, being able to have that draw power, and you're always going to want to play a tamer right away. So most of the time, you're going to have it on you. You know, first time you swing with it. And you only use this for your level 3s, so it's just kind of win more, get a more advantage. We play 4 of the new Gaosmon from BT19, which is on play on deletion by placing one blue flare trait card from your hand under your tamers. Draw one, so this gets you draw power and sets up your tamer plays. So it's kind of really good. We want to see it because the deck is really good at setting up stuff underneath your tamers, which is super good. We also play 3 of the old Gaosmon. I'd like to play 4, but I just don't have the room, and I want to play other stuff. Which has the on deletion. You may play a level 4 card with blue flare and its traits from your hand, suspended without paying its play cost. So it's a still good ability. With some of the new stuff, it doesn't really have as many on plays. It has more on deletions. So it's not as good, I would say, anymore. But still, it still is pretty good. So I do like it at 3, just because it's good Gaosmon. And you wouldn't believe how many of these cards are actually pretty foiled out between judge packs and event packs. I didn't even realize how much this deck has some bling to it. Playing 3 copies of Ukomon because you don't care about your level 3s. They're just there to help you get more stuff and chip away at your opponent. So it makes it easier to kill them once you do get into your Metal Greymons and further up the line, just because of the cross mechanic. So Ukomon's perfect for this deck because it searches your stuff and then you can chip with it. So it's just a really good option, and it keeps your level 3s going when you get them. So it's I like 3 of those. That's it. Just the 10 level 3s. They're not the important part of the deck anyways, because you don't Digivolve with them. So on to our level 4s. We're playing, of course, 4 of the BT10 Greymon, the original cross blue Greymon, or as people like to call it, Refridgerator Greymon. Play cost of 4, Digivolve cost of 2, but you're never going to Digivolve. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with blue flare trait among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. If you have Kiriha Anuma or Christopher, if you like the old misprint lettering, you may return 1 Metal Greymon from your trash to your hand instead. So it lets you get your Metal Greymons back if you already have a Kiriha on field. On deletion, save, so you can place them under one of your tamers. And then inheritable, when attacking, once returned, if this Digimon has the blue flare trait and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. So lets you do multiple checks when your opponent goes wide. We're also playing 3 of the new Greymon here. 3 of the new Greymon. He has on deletion, so he doesn't have the on play effect. That's why you saying that on play Gaosmon is not, the on deletion Gaosmon is not as good. But it has Rush, which is good, and it has on deletion. If you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Kiriha Anuma from your hand without paying the cost. Then save. That's really cool, especially because you can just tack, chip away, and get a free Kiriha, and then save him underneath that Kiriha. So it's really good. And then reboot. Inheritable reboots, so that's really good on your opponent's turn. We're playing 4 copies of the male Bergermon from EX4 because you get inheritable jamming. It does have an on play, so it's good with that old Gaosmon. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level gains when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of your opponent's turn. So it's a stun card, which is really, really good. on deletion save, and then of course the inheritable jamming is just why this card you need to play it at 4. Play one of the new dual colored male Bergermon from BT19, which has inheritable blocker. It has on blocker in itself, and then it has on deletion. You may place one Digimon card with the blue flare trait from your trash under any of your tamers, and then save. So it lets you reuse your trash stuff in your under your tamers, which is really good. That's it for our. So it's like 12 level 4s. Big level 4 lineup, but that's the whole point of the deck, because you use those guys to do your Digicross. Of course, we play level 5s. We play 3 of the old BT10 Mel Greymon, the OG, for this deck. Material save 2. So when he dies, you may place 2 cards in its in this Digimon's Digicross conditions from this Digimon's Digivolution cards under one of your tamers. That's what material save does. On play, this Digimon gains Rush. And then if Digicrossing one of your opponent's Digimon with Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. So it stuns. It has Rush, plus with the Unsuspension ability is always really good. Yeah, I think it's up to 3. Digicrossing 3 of your opponent's Digimon. So yeah, if your opponent goes wide, it's really bad for them in this deck. And then, of course, the Digicross mechanic, if you don't know, it lets you play the Digimon, but reduce the play cost by the minus amount on the Digicross for each of the mentioned cards that you Digicross with. So basically, if you have a Greymon or Male Bergermon in your hand or battle area or under your tamers, you can use that to slide them under, which gives them inheritables, and you play him for a reduced cost of 2 for each one. So if you have a Greymon and a Male Bergermon, you play him for 3, which is really easy to maintain turn, and you get Rush, so it's really good. We're playing 4 of the new Metal Greymon, which has Material Save 2. It has Rush on play, and then when attacking, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if this Digimon may Digivolve into a blue flare trait Digimon card under your tamers without paying the cost. So this is really cool because this lets you set up your Z Greymon play, which we'll talk about in just a second. It also has Digicross 2 for a blue Greymon. That's the one thing, is originally this guy just said Greymon, so you could use any Greymon card, but they thought better on that, and all the new ones say a blue Greymon and a Male Bergermon. It's also got an inheritable end of tack. You may play a level 4 or lower Digimon card with the blue flare trait from under your tamers without paying the cost. So the fact is, when you attack with this guy, you can Digivolve and then use his end of attack all in one turn, which is so good. Plus you get de-Digivolve, which is one of the best keywords in the game because it's literally almost unstoppable. There's not a lot of ways that can stop de-Digivolve. So yeah, we still got a few more level 5s. We're playing 3 Cyberdramon or Metal Greymon plus Cyberdramon or Cyber Launcher, which has Armor Purge. It can Digivolve on level 5 for 2. On play, when Digivolving, you may place one Digimon card Blue Flare. It traits from your hand or from under one of your tamers under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Then return one of your opponent's level 3 or lower level 3 Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck. If Cyberdramon is on this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. The cool thing about this is that this card is treated as is also treated as Male Greymon or Cyberdramon. So if you Digivolve into that and then you place one from under one of your tamers underneath it, I think you would get the ability to bottom a level 4. And then of course it can Digicross with Metal Greymon or Cyberdramon for -2. So if you have those guys in your hand, you can play this card for 4. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because you don't play Cyberdramon, and this is only treated as Metal Greymon and Cyberdramon when it's on the field. So yeah. So I'm not sure if the effect actually works because when you place it under, it is on the field, but I don't know if it counts since it's underneath. I'd have to look at a ruling for that. On to our level 6s. So we play a lot of level 5s because the deck kind of runs around that. 10 level 5s. We're playing 3 of the Z Greymon from BT11. I like this guy better than the one from. I like this one quite a bit better than the one from the new BT19 one, just because of his ability when Digivolving this Digimon unsuspends, so you get another attack. Then if a blue flare or crossheart trait card is in this its Digivolution cards, your opponent and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, gain 2 memory. So the cool thing about this is unsuspends can potentially get you memory, so you could potentially go into another Metal Greymon and get multiple checks, so it helps you finish out the game. And then on deletion save, you may place this card under one of your tamers, then place 1 blue Greymon or one blue male Bergermon from your trash under one of your general trait tamers. So he sets up another play, which is really good on deletion. And then inheritable opponent's turn, while this Digimon has blue flare trait, against blocker, which can be really good, especially with the reboot that we got now. We're playing also 2 Hexablow, because Hexablow is so good. And just being able to stun your opponent, have Ice Clad and Security Attack +1 is so good, and put their tamer on the bottom of the deck. It's pretty strong, and it really limits your opponent's plays. So even though it's a 4 cost, sometimes you got good memory going. You can go into this guy and just choke your opponent, and then next turn you just put out more Digicross cards. So Hexablow is just so good. Onto our tamers, we're playing 2 Kiriha of the old Kiriha, the 4 cost memory tamer, and then of course when you would play a Digimon with the Digicross requirements, by suspending this tamer, you may place cards from under your tamers as Digivolution costs. So it doesn't matter which tamer it is, you just suspend it to use it. Playing 2 copies of the Kiriha Nene, which is also treated as Kiriha. Start of your main phase, if there's 2 or more Digimon playing, gain 1 memory. And then all turns, when you would play 1 Digimon card with a blue flare or twilight trait with Digicross requirements, by suspending this tamer, you may place 1 card from under your tamers and 1 card from your trash. So this lets you use stuff that's in the trash, which is also really good. And then of course we're playing 3 of the brand new Kiriha from BT19. Start your main phase by placing 1 Digimon card with blue flare trait or crossheart trait from your hand under any of your tamers, gain 1 memory. So it lets you gain memory at the start of your turn, basically just so that you can set up your plays. So it's really good. And then all turns, when any of your blue flare trait Digimon cards with Digicross requirements will be played, by suspending this tamer, cards from under your tamers can also be placed. So same thing, suspend it to use it. Just the fact that it can just put stuff underneath is very, very helpful. That's it for the tamers. We're playing 4 copies of the best option for this deck, which is Blazing Memory Boost. This is blue flare trait card, so you can actually search this card off of that Greymon. And then main, reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. You may add 2 cards with blue flare and their traits among them to the hand, and play 1 Kiriha Aonuma among them without paying the memory cost. Place this card at the bottom. Place the rest in the bottom of the deck in order, and then place this card in the battle area, and then delay, gain 2 memory. So it's a 5 cost, so it's a huge cost, but it's so good because it nets you so much value. You search through a lot of your deck. The one thing though is if you manage to only hit 2 blue flare cards, trait cards, and one of them is the Kiriha, you have to add it, so you can't play. Although now that this deck has so many blue flare trait cards, I don't think that's a problem. You shouldn't be running into that. That'd be very sus if you managed to reveal 6 cards and didn't get 2 blue flares and a Kiriha. Sometimes though you whiff on the Kiriha, which is really sucky, but it's also good memory gain, so that's also really great. So you got to play 4 of it because it's one of your main searchers. And then we play 2 Sorai, which is trash the top 4 Digillusion cards of one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's Digimon with no Digillusion cards can't attack. This card doesn't really destroy your opponent's Digimon. It just stuns your opponent's Digimon, and then just swings for game. So basically being able to stun them even more and then trash your Digillusion cards so that your Metal Greymon effect is live is so good. And it's just a good security bomb too. So I like 2 copies of this. So that is the deck, guys. That is our BT19 updated blue flare. I really think that this new Metal Greymon is super, super good. Just being able to place your level 6 your Zeeg under the Tamer and then Digivolve into this. And then you can play like one of those Rush Greymon. So you can potentially get multiple checks. Say if your opponent has 2 Digimon, you know, you can unsuspend, you can check twice with this guy, Digivolve into the Zeeg for free, and then unsuspend him again, and then get a 3rd check, and then you can end of attack, play out another Rush. You can get 4 checks, yeah, with that combo. Basically, four checks with that combo. Plus, you get, if you gain memory, even better. Yeah, so four checks. Plus, if you gain memory, even better, because if you're getting memory off the Kiriha and you're starting at 3 or 4 memory every turn, you're potentially allowing yourself to do 2 Metal Greymon plays, which is nuts. And then you can play another Metal Greymon for the 4th check. And if your opponent has 2 Digimon, if you have the unsuspend Greymon, then it's a 5th check. It just keeps going and keeps going. Plus, usually you're always swinging with your first level 3, so you're always kind of checking for 4 cards anyways. So you can potentially close out the game super fast, and that's what I like about this deck. Blue Flare, Blue Greymon. This is the Greymon trading card game. It's really, really good. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like the deck? Do you think it's competitive? Do you think it'll do well in the format? Or do you think it just kind of got power crept by BT20? Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.